Hi class, welcome to GU101, week 1 of the course. I hope you're excited to dive in and get started in this course. I'm Instructor Paige, and I'm here if you ever have any questions, and I'm here to give you some tips for the week. Now, if you haven't watched the preview week announcement video, the one before this one, I do recommend you go back and watch it. In that video, I'll help give you a guide of how to find your discussions, how to find supplemental materials, and kind of a guide of how to just find everything in the course. I know finding everything can be a challenge with your first one. A little bit about me. I thought I'd let you get to know your instructor. I'm Instructor Paige, of course, as you know. Before working at Grantham, before teaching, I actually was in the news industry. As you can see here, maybe it'll show you a little arrow. That's me. I wasn't dressed up because I was a producer. I wrote in the back. So I would write all the news broadcasts, and I would go send the reporters out. Like we had a tornado, I sent them out to go cover it, and things like that. It was a pretty hectic time. The news industry can be pretty crazy. But on that note, that's why during, I think it's week 6, can't remember which week, I'll get there, we're going to learn about communication skills. And in that week, I'll give you lots of tips of the trade and how to do communication and be an effective communicator. That's a little bit about my background. I have been at Grantham for 7 years now, and before Grantham I taught for 3 years at Pitt State. And a little bit about me, a little bit more, because it's kind of nice to get to know, who your instructor is. This is my family. That's my husband Marcus and my son Carter. They are goofballs. We have chickens, we have goats, we have rabbits, we have dogs. We have a huge farm, and it's a fun time. And I thought I'd let you see my family because I'll get to know you guys, and you can tell me about your family and your background. One thing I will give you a heads up about that students have trouble with is accessing their ebook. While we get started and we're breaking down everything, make sure you can access that. And if you have any trouble, to reach out to me or reach out to your student advisors. I know they have training with accessing the ebook, and they'll be really helpful. Also, make sure you can access MindTap. That'll be something that's required from weeks 1 through 5. It's just quick little activities. You'll see a quick link in your week 1 profile of how to access MindTap, so don't worry about that just yet. But if you do have questions about the ebook or MindTap, to reach out to me, and reach out to me early. That is key for success. Now for week 1, my big one, obviously if you're watching this video, you're doing my big tip, which is read the announcements. Each week I send announcements out to the class. I email them, and it's available in the class. And it's to give you tips of what to look out for, tips on what I'm looking for from the assignment, and even, a link to the supplemental material folder where I have templates provided. So for week 1, I do have a template in case you're kind of not sure how to fill out a paper or what Grantham's looking for. It's a really quick way you can just write in the paragraphs, and the formatting is all set for you. And my last tip there, the third one there, is to look ahead. That is the biggest part of success, is to look ahead, is to look at your syllabus and see how everything is going to break down. To look ahead at next week's assignment while you're working on this one to kind of get it started in your head. But that's something more we'll learn about in this class, is learn about success. So for week 1, you'll have to read chapter 2. I know a lot of students like to jump right into chapter 1. They get really gung-ho, but you're going to want to go to chapter 2 for this week. The chapter reading will kind of jump, so make sure you pay attention to what chapters to read. So this week is chapter 2, and then watch the video lectures. Now these are really fun. There can be a few different links each week. Those will help you later for the final exam in week 7. Now also make sure you access MindTap, of course, for the Hope Scale activity. These are quick little activities. They won't take very long, and it's kind of fun to, do a little activity instead of having to read or submit things like that. And then, of course, I know I'm talking quickly because I know you don't have a lot of time. You have a life, you're busy, and you're doing school, and I'm trying to be really quick here. But make sure you do your discussion posts. Now, your initial post, the one that you'll write answering the questions, is your initial post. That is due Sunday night by midnight at Central Standard Time. I do recommend trying to do that early, like after you read, submit the discussion post, just to get it in. That way you don't have to focus on that until later. And then you are required to do 2 replies that can be toward your classmates, that can be replies to me, and it has to be 2 separate people. A lot of times they'll do 2 replies to 1 person, but it has to be separate. The goal of discussions is to create conversation. I've learned that with online classes, by talking about it with someone else, you actually retain more of the information. That is why discussions are required. And the last one is your assignment for the week. It's a real quick 1-page paper-ish. You're not really required on page length, but you'll be creating 4 goals. You'll create 2 short-term, 2 long-term. Your chapters will help give you ideas of how to create those goals and what to look for. Again, to help with the formatting of that paper, just use the template. You can download it right from the supplemental materials folder on the left-hand side. Now, because I did go over everything really quickly, if you do have questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I do want to be available to you all. If you ever have questions outside of office hours, just ping me an email or a G-chat or whatever works for you guys, because I do want to help you. I know taking an online class can be scary. It can be intimidating, especially your first class. If you're taking this one, it's probably your first at Grantham. Just know that we are here to help you guys. You're never bothering me. It's not a problem. So reach out to me if you have any questions. Until then, I look forward to getting to know you all. Have a great day.